Welcome to Movies We Love. Today we will look at a thriller entitled The Evil Dead. Warning: spoilers ahead. The movie begins with 5 Michigan State University students, Ash Williams and his girlfriend Linda, Ash's sister Cheryl, their friend Scotty and his girlfriend Shelley. They are driving into the Tennessee hills to vacation in an isolated cabin for their spring break. They drive deeper and deeper into the Tennessee woods. When they finally arrive at the creepy cabin, they are clearly spooked. Scotty seems to be the only one with enough courage to actually enter the old cabin. Later that night, while Cheryl is practicing some artwork, her hand becomes violently possessed by a mysterious entity, causing her to draw a picture that looks like a deformed, evil face. She is shaken, but dismisses it, as just her imagination. Next, we see the 5 friends enjoying dinner together. Suddenly the trapdoor to the cellar mysteriously flies open. Scotty is the first to go down to investigate. Next, Ash follows. Ash nervously searches the cellar. In the cellar they find an ancient book, a Sumerian version of the Book of the Dead, along with a tape recording of a voice speaking incantations. When the spells are spoken aloud, evil demons and spirits are released. Cheryl becomes hysterical from the sounds of the tape recorder and screams. At the same time, a tree branch crashes through a window. Later, Cheryl begins hearing voices outside the cabin. She goes out to investigate and foolishly wanders into the woods. Alone and far from the safety of the cabin, Cheryl is suddenly attacked by demonically possessed trees. She survives the terrifying ordeal and eventually breaks free. She is then chased by the evil entity all the way back to the cabin. Once inside, the others do not believe her story, but Ash agrees to drive her to town where she can find a place to stay for the night. However, they find that the only bridge connecting the cabin to the rest of the world has been destroyed. They are now trapped. Back at the cabin, while the girls play cards, Cheryl becomes demonically possessed. She hovers in the air, telling them that the demons will kill them, one by one. She then falls to the ground. The others surround her in concern. She secretly grabs a pencil and stabs Linda in the ankle. Scotty then bashes her with the butt of an axe handle and locks her into the cellar. He secures the chain holding the wooden door. The demonically possessed Cheryl peers out at them from the locked cellar door. Later, Scotty is searching the cabin for his girlfriend Shelley. She is the next to become possessed, and attacks Scotty by gouging into his face. They battle, and while choking him she attempts to stab him with a ceremonial dagger. He holds her arm and uses his own knife to cut her hand off. But instead, while possessed, Shelley chews off her own hand. Scotty then picks up the dagger and stabs it into the possessed Shelley's back. She falls to the ground spewing body fluids. But she's not done and attacks Scotty again. This time he takes the axe from Ash and dismembers her. Scotty, emotionally shaken by Shelley's death, leaves to find an alternate trail through the woods. Later, Ash checks on his girlfriend Linda, who is sleeping. She suddenly wakes up and Ash discovers that she too has become possessed. Scotty returns, suffering from grave injuries caused by the possessed trees. Scotty appears to be on the verge of death, which causes the possessed Shelley to laugh and giggle. Ash loses his cool and begins repeatedly striking her and shouting at her to shut up. She suddenly attacks Ash, trying to stab him with the ceremonial dagger. He fights her off and forces the dagger into her back. She falls to the ground, spewing body fluids. He then buries her dead body outside. But, of course, she rises from the grave and attacks again. He uses the shovel to finally decapitate her. Returning to the cabin, Ash finds that Cheryl has escaped from the cellar. Arming himself with a shotgun, he finds her hiding outside and shoots her, but bullets seem to have little effect. She tries to enter the cabin, but Ash slams the door on her hand. With her demonic strength, she smashes her hands through the door and grabs Ash. He shoots her again, this time through the face, but it still has little effect. Now, Scotty also rises from the dead, and also begins to attack Ash. Ash presses his thumbs into Scotty's eye sockets and gouges out his eyeballs. Suddenly Cheryl breaks through the door. During their fight, Ash sees that the Book of the Dead has fallen near the fireplace and is starting to burn, as are Cheryl and Scotty. Ash snatches the book and throws it into the fire. With the book burnt, Cheryl and Scotty's bodies fall apart and crumble as the sun rises. Ash has somehow survived and heads outside into the sunshine. An unseen entity speeds through the forest, breaks through the doors of the cabin and descends upon Ash. He screams in terror. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more movies like this, hit the like and subscribe button to be notified when I upload a new video. Leave a comment below. Tell me which movies you would like me to recap in the future.